Our robot is just about done. Let's go ahead and finish that up and then start working on the GIF for our Kickstarter campaign, which is the whole, not the whole point, the majority of the point of building this robot. Though, can we just take a minute to appreciate how good this looks? I'm so happy with this. It came out so well. I like going with the yellow. We kind of have this yellow and silver motif going on where the uprights here match the cylinder, which also matches the carabiner. I don't know. I'm happy with it. I like it. The only problem is I didn't have set screws for holding the carabiner down here, so we have these big old ugly guys. But it came out well. I got the part programmed, and I think I'm gonna use my brand new terrifying slitting saw for the first time on it. Now this isn't really necessary, but I wanna practice using this tool on a part that is really forgiving. And this is just a piece of Delrin. There's not a lot that I can hurt with it, fingers crossed. But that did make programming take a lot longer because I've never set one of these up or programmed it or anything. I think I have it right, but I wouldn't be surprised if we scrap a couple parts. The first fun thing about these is because they're so big and they have this little nut underneath here, you can't just touch off on the center of the touch probe here. You have to manually line it up and make sure that it only plunges in Z and doesn't center before doing that, which you can set in PathPilot with that button right there. You can test it and see how it goes. It's gonna go all the way up first. I don't know if that's the right way of doing this, but it worked. This is the stock we'll be working with. It conveniently has this little hexagon on the end left over from a previous project, which means I can just clamp that in the vise. Now, if I've done this right, I should be able to just kind of wiggle this off. Yep, hey, that's awesome. Terrifying, but awesome. Now we need to flip it over and finish off the backside. I have my part squeezed between two 1, 2, 3 blocks and sitting on some parallels. The 1, 2, 3 blocks are keeping it vertical, and of course the parallels are just keeping it the right height. Now I can clamp it in and then remove the 1, 2, 3 blocks. When I designed this part, I designed it with flats on either side, and that was specifically so I could hold it in a regular vise and not need to make soft jaws or have some sort of V-block in here. And that's that. That's the last part of the robot. So, slight issue, it don't fit. I'm not sure if I mismeasured or just typed the wrong number in, but this hole on the back is way too big. My first clue should have been that I was boring it with a 1/4 inch tool, and it was supposed to be under 6 millimeters in diameter. Now 1/4 inch tools are bigger than 6 millimeters, so like it didn't have a chance. But I already have the code and everything set up. I just tweaked the design and I'm just gonna hit print and get a new one out of the machine, he says confidently. All right, that seems to do it. I just need to push it on. I could have tapped this, but I just made it a push fit, mostly because I didn't want to bother getting a thread mill set up. I should be able to just push it on though. Okay, apparently I can't just press it on, but I designed it to also be a standard wrench size across those flats, just in case I needed to rotate it on. That is working well. Okay, that's all she wrote. Ooh, I marred up my shaft a little bit, but it's okay. Okay, mechanically, we are officially done. And that looks so good. I'm glad I went with the white Delrin for this part. Let's try it with air. Yep, that'll do. So these literally just came in. This is just a power supply, a small 24-volt power supply. This is our timing relay that's gonna activate our solenoid, which is right here. I did also get a cycle counter that'll go in parallel with the solenoid just to kind of get a track of how many times it's pressing. I'm gonna go ahead and wire up all the electronics and pneumatics like we want it to be in the video. Okay, I should have it wired in here. Let's do our first test and hope nothing goes horribly wrong. Okay, this came on. It says poop. It says poop. Poop. It didn't come with instructions. It's literally just saying poop and not doing anything. I might be able to find instructions on Amazon. Okay, I found the manual on Amazon and it seems to be working. Let's get it hooked up to air. It's doing a second on, a second off right now. It's working. It's a pretty significant amount of force too. That's good enough for our gift. I wish I had a muffler. Guys, it works so well. I love it. Okay, I just finished up a little bit of an extended test of my little robot. I did a live stream on Instagram of it running for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, just because I thought it would be funny, and it worked really well. I did get some feedback from Robin Renzetti on my design, and when Robin gives you feedback, you follow it. So I think I'm gonna make a little guide for the piston rod to remove some of those lateral forces. But that's a future project. Right now, we need to make a GIF. A really good GIF. Okay, so I'm playing around with this GIF. I just got my first video of it. Nothing fancy going on here. I just have my key light here, and then a fill light and a rim light. And I mean, it looks pretty decent. I'm kind of wondering if the background there is too much and too close. I kind of want to separate that out. But on the video itself, the background's fairly dark. So, I don't know, I need to tinker more. So now I'd like to try to change this up. And like right now I'm kind of looking at the majority of the robot, but I want to look just at the carabiner, or highlight the carabiner. So I'm gonna see if I can figure out a way to do that. Probably with lighting changes mostly. But I want the carabiner really bright and clear on a darker background. I think I got one that works. Now I want to try a really light background, like pure white. Though, I need to find something that's white. Okay, this one isn't terrible, but my background isn't bright enough. What if I move this to light up my background? Now I just have it silhouetted. If I use this to light up the carabiner? No, don't like that one. All right, let's try putting it in the middle of the room. So I want the background to be as blurred as possible for obvious reasons. So I think I'm gonna drag my photography table basically as far this way as is reasonable and put it like here. And that way I have a long distance between my little robot and the background, which will make it the most blurred. Actually, slight change of plans. I'm kind of starting to drag and just, because it's 5 o'clock and this is when I start to get tired. But I have another quick clip that I want to shoot to demonstrate how light these carabiners are. I want to take one of these carabiners and float it away on a balloon. So I'm gonna take my kids and we're gonna go buy some balloons. Though actually, according to what the internet says, depending on how much ribbon we use, it might only take one balloon to float these, which would be super cool. But I would be happy even if it was just 2 or 3 balloons. So I'm trying to figure out how to get a good shot of the balloon being of the carabiner being supported by a balloon. I played around outside for a while with my daughters and I couldn't get anything I was happy with. Maybe if I wait until golden hour more, it'll work better. And I don't think I have enough lights in here to be able to do this, you know, all with supplemental lighting, so I'll have to turn on the big lights. I just really want to figure out how to make this look good. One of the problems I'm having is that if you can see the whole balloon or even really understand what's going on, the carabiner all of a sudden becomes so small that you can't really see it. So I'm trying to figure out how to compose this. I'm gonna try moving to a shorter ribbon. That may help some. This setup's a little bit better. Well, I've done everything I can think of right now to get a good video with the balloon and the carabiner. I really like the concept. I'm just struggling on the execution. So, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna edit what I have now and see if I can get something good. And if I can't get something good, I think I might pass this off to like Adam and see if he can manage it. But man, the idea's there. I just can't figure out the execution. But I don't know. I'm very proud that this will float away on one balloon. Anyway, that probably ends our vlog. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to buy something we make, designtheverything.com. Support me on Patreon, yada, yada, yada. See you guys.